How's it going, everybody? It has been a while. Not a lot has been going on. A little bit, things here and there, but it's been kind of cold, been kind of windy. Not really great for filming, so I haven't really filmed anything in a while. So it's pretty dark out now. So I'll update on the animals on a different video, maybe next weekend if it's nice. The pigs are getting big. Turns out one of our hens is a rooster. So I'll show you all that in the next video. But it's dark out right now, so I'm just gonna sit in the shop and talk to you guys and kind of show you what's been going on. I guess to start, I'm sitting in my Range Rover. Range Rover's in the shop. Last time you guys saw it, it was sitting outside. I threw a battery in it from my Dodge Avenger because I got a new battery for the Avenger. And it started right up, and I just pulled it into the shop real fast and then took the battery back out. But got this moved inside. Now that it's in here, I don't really know what I'm going to do with it. This isn't really the priority. The only reason this is in here is because my pickup will not move at all. It's funny enough, I actually got it started. Sounds really great, but it put it in driver or reverse and nothing happens. So that transmission's got to come out of the 83 Dodge Power Ram. So yeah, maybe a winter project, but if it starts to get real cold, it's just going to sit there all winter, and so be it. It'd be fun to drive this winter, but that thing needs a lot. Not only a rebuilt transmission, but all the seals are bad. It leaks in cold air. The only heat in that truck is defrost, and so yeah, it needs seals and gaskets, and that needs a lot. And so not really the priority out of my 3 project vehicles. The Range Rover, I only got five payments left on it, and I don't know what to do with it past that. It does have a bad timing chain. It makes a lot of noise, and so the alternator went bad again because there's an oil leak right above the alternator, which I was told about after the alternator was replaced. So I mean, it's still a fun whip, and it's awesome when it's working. But this one would be kind of fun just to mess around with, pull the motor out and put it in something funny. Just mess around with it. I mean, it's not worth putting a bunch of money into value-wise, just to resell it or whatever. Could consider parting it out. The interior is really, really nice. Well, the seats are down, but yeah, I mean, it's fun, but I would rather drive this. So I'm going to talk about this car right here. I've been doing some digging this weekend, and I guess I've owned this car for a long time, and I can kind of just quickly give you a background story on it. So I bought it, or actually I traded my Dodge Dakota for it. And at the time, the transmission was like chained to the body. Like it was not running at all. So it took about $4 or $5 grand just to get it running. And then what I did was I traded it for a 63 Buick Special, which is the biggest mistake I've ever made in my life. And I've made a lot of mistakes. And I instantly regretted it. Like, I mean, within the next week, I was really missing it. So I think it was like the next year, I was trying to track it back down, reached out to the person I traded, and he said he sold it to someone else. And so I finally tracked him down, and turns out he was selling it. he had painted it black. He put these, I think this is like from the maybe new Dodge line. He put these things on. And that's about it, I think. Yeah. So he didn't do a lot. He was trying to quick flip it. And it worked for me because I really needed it back. So I think I ended up paying like $8,000 for it. And then, and now I have it. And I've had it for a very long time. But the one thing I haven't done is actually research what is the car, or what's in it. I've just kind of had it. And once it stopped working and we started having kids, it's just a project. It just kind of became an expensive garage ornament. So the one thing I did this weekend was I started researching the VIN and the fender tag. And the one thing I didn't know was that this car came from factory with a 440 and automatic 727, which it has. I always assumed, and I think I was told, that it's a 400 big block, but both the VIN and the fender tag say 100% this is a 440 car. It came with a 440 car. So in one of the previous videos, and even, I mean, just over the last 8 years, I've been thinking, what do I do with this thing? Its birthday is March 28th, 1973. So that makes it 52 years old. It's survived this long, even though it's not the original color. It's still mechanically and everything there somewhat. So I've been wrestling on what to do with it, because I don't want my first car that I cut into or experiment with to be something that's somewhat original, especially mechanically. So I've been wrestling with that. So after finding out that this was a 440 car, it became very easy for me to know, it became easy to me that the car is going to tell me what the next steps are. So I guess I don't know if this is a 400 or a 440. The air cleaner says 400, but it all looks very factory. So it makes me think someone put just a 400 air cleaner on it, maybe. So I'm going to try and get to the side of the block where it hopefully says it's a 440. There's another plate up by the distributor, but I don't think I can see it. So if this is a 440 that came with it, I'm going to pull the motor. I'm going to clean out all the rat crap, put new gaskets on it, try to make it go back to original as I can. If it's a 400 big block and someone stole the 440 out of it, I am going to pull the motor, clean it up, go through it, and then put like a blower on it or just make this go crazy. Either option, I mean, I'm probably looking at a couple year project. I've never pulled a motor. I've never worked on carbureted motors. I don't know what tools I need. I've never worked on a carbureted motor. I probably said that already. So I'm gonna have to learn everything. On top of it, this car has everything. It has heat, AC. It is a 4-barrel on there, which also makes me think that it's a 440, but I'm not experienced enough to just look at a motor and be like, oh, that's this. So, but this car deserves to be gone through and done right. From a new, battery tray, there's corrosion. I found this in the engine bay the other day. No idea what that was going to. Since moving to the farm, which actually today is the 1-year anniversary, we moved out here. There's been mice and rats that have taken a toll on this. I found this on this side the other day, just loose. Right here. Rats chewed on that. As you can tell, they've done a number on it. And then on top of it, this electronic ignition, there's fluid leaking from it. And I haven't tried to start in a very long time, so that's very interesting to me. So it's going to take a long time to, I don't even have a cherry picker. I don't have an engine stand. So just accumulating the tools I need and then researching every piece of everything. And then on top of it, what I'd like to do is all these hoses, just dress it up a bit. Full brand new wiring kit. They're like $1,200. Make everything, go hard into wire management and make it look all nice and clean. Yeah, I have some parts, but I didn't want to throw my new gas tank in and valve covers and call it good. I think she deserves more than that. So, it's late October. Winter's coming on. There's not going to be a lot of projects to do around the farm. Not a lot of animals. The pigs go to the butcher here in a month and a half, and all of our birds mainly stay inside their coops. So not a lot to do other than hang out. So this would be a good time to start, I think, even with the work area. So if I have to pull out the Range Rover and make more room, I will. But I'm going to get all my tools that I have and organize them, put it over here, get another workbench over here, and start tearing into it. Like the taking things apart, that's the easy part. But I think it's time to really dive into this, and I think long term I'd like to understand and be pretty advanced at carburetors, tuning, stuff like that. So there's enough videos and enough content out there to learn. So there's really no excuse. It's just taking the time and what little hobby money I have to put into it over the next, even if it takes 5 years, so be it, I think. So yeah. So today, for this video, what I'd like to do is find out, is this a 400 or a 440? If 400, I'm going to go crazy with it. If it's the original 440, still like to put, all new gaskets and seals, and maybe send the block off, get remachined and cleaned, depending on how it looks, kind of get, mechanical opinions on stuff, but then get everything cleaned up regardless. New radiator, condenser. I think regardless, it needs all new wiring. Look at that. I did try to start it. It's been a couple months now, but I know I had a good battery in it and it still wouldn't fire. So who knows if there's a rat nest in the transmission, who knows? So it's understandable why it's not starting. I think it's something very easily could have just cut the right wire and it's not going to start. So not only that, but there's a fuel leak from the fuel filter that they added way back in the day. I don't know if you can see that right there. But it's, yeah, fuel leaks from that. So it'd just be good to pull it out, clean everything off. I think real long term, I'd like to paint it back to the original. I think it was Silver Frost Metallic or something like that. Get it back to its original color. It did have a vinyl top, but when I got it, it was all basically gone, and then it was like flaking right here. So when I traded it off and they painted it, they ended up taking the rest of that off. So interior, not much. Well, let me say it this way. It's as much as I want to put into it, I think. I'll put that on there. So, interior. Dash is not in great shape. I have a cover that goes over it. From what I understand, these aren't easy to come by if you want like original. I haven't really researched that much, but we'll see what the cover I got does to it. If it looks trashy, then I'm not going to glue down something on top of this. I'll just try to find a replacement or something. So that's for sure. There's nothing, you know, I'll put all this money into the drivetrain and then pull up to a car show. It's like, hey, look at this trash. So, little crack in the windshield. Actually about 5 or 6 cracks there. So would be nice. New windshield. Windshield wipers do not work, which is fun. If you happen to get caught in the rain, which I have. I do have a new headliner. I don't know if you can see it very well in here. Maybe yeah. So I got to put up the new headliner, fix the seat belts. But otherwise, it's got good carpet in it. The seats, I believe, are original. Yeah. But I would love to do a bench seat in the front, especially with my daughters. Make this a foldable front bench seat. It's funny, it echoes in here because there's no headliner. I don't know if you can hear that, but it's but Brahman interior, dash is okay. The only thing about the dash is, let's see, what was it? No, that was my pickup. Everything on here is okay. Yeah, everything was fine on here. Yeah. So not much with the interior. Honestly, if I just throw the headliner up, I could be done. Yeah. The only other thing would be, that's as far as the window goes down. So I've never taken off a door panel and adjusted a window, but I can't imagine a couple YouTube videos and that's probably solved. But there's nothing more annoying than trying to cruise and eventually what happens is that ends up hurting a little bit. So, oh yeah, and then I have to fix this lock. This door, I don't know if the lock fell through or just broke or whatever. So yeah. But I'm going to go get my jack stands, and we're going to see if we can't find the block stamp to see what motor's in this thing. And that'll determine whether this is a 5-year project of souping up a motor and transmission and rear end, or if it's a 440, kind of putting it back to just drivable and very reliable. And then I'll get some other, I've always kind of wanted a 66 Charger. That's kind of, in terms of muscle cars, probably one of my next ones. It'd be fun to really redo a 66 Charger and tear into that. So yeah, I'm gonna go get my jack stand, and let's see if we can't see what kind of motor is actually in this thing. All right. So the goal is to see what's on the side of the block. I got my one jack stand and my trusty piece of wood there, just in case. This jack stand has never failed me, or this jack. So I'm trying to see. As you can tell, like those are my headers. When they put on the headers, they had to put on spark plug wire extenders to keep the wires away from the headers. But in doing so, started a leak from the valve cover. So my headers are drenched in oil. Those over there, not so bad, but yeah. So I can't wait to pull this motor out. Look how nasty that is. Clean the headers off, and either new ones or clean those off and redo them. But everything under here is just nasty. So it'll be good to spray this off, clean it, get real into the detail. Let's see if we can't get under there. Oil pan looks like it's, I don't know if that's how that's supposed to look. Actually, it looks like it did take a hit at some point. I believe it should be on that wall. Let's see what we can do here. If it wasn't covered in dirt and oil, it'd be easier. But I believe the 440, if this what it is, extend out. It's not indented, it's punched out. Oh, this is nasty. What's it look like in there? Just dirty. I was gonna throw a rag up there, but God, look at that. We actually drove this to Colorado, me and my wife, when we got it running because I was so excited about it. And we had to stop every gas station for sure. And it was one of those things where you fill it full of gas and you throw in a quart of oil. At that time, it was burning it; it wasn't leaking it. But I thought there's more on this end. Driver's side front, right? That's the thing, is this, if it's a 400, I don't think it's stamped at all. So this might be what I'm thinking. I'm gonna crawl under here and hopefully not die. Well, maybe I'm not high up enough. I really don't want to pull this thing to find out. It should be right there, no? I wanted the hard proof. There's another way to find out. But I don't think it's there either. This might be a 400. That's fine there. There's another way, but I think I have to take off the AC, I think. I'm gonna drop this down. All right. The other way, from what I've seen, is that by the distributor cap, there should be a plate that says 440 on it. I don't see any sort of plate. Not sure of the location for sure, or if the AC there's blocking it. Not sure. I'm not sure where that plate would be that just states information like that. Everything here seems to have a purpose. I need to clean all that crap off. That's the firing order right there. It wouldn't be stamped on the intake, but I don't see where else. So it may be safe to assume that that it is a 400 big block. Really sucks I have to pull the motor to see the side of the block, because I really wanted that to be the just tell all of it. That's just part of the carb. Saying Holly. Firing order. I mean, I could start taking stuff apart, but I really wanted to do that with some more time. And I wanted to kind of very well document how it looks now. Yeah, there's just no way with, I don't know, especially with manifolds, but with these headers on, there's no way I'm gonna see the side of that block. It's covered in crap that I can't see past it anyways. Why couldn't they put it right there in the front? That would be great. So this is what I'm talking about it taking 2 years. I can't even find it's taking me 2 hours to find out what motor I have. So everything's gonna be very time consuming. I almost wanna get a vacuum and get this crap off of here. That's something I can do tonight. There's some numbers right there, but I would have to take the radiator out to see it. What the heck does that say? $368-8469. There's a plate right there that says something. What is that? 368 8469. Well, it's numbers next to a stamped Chrysler. Oh, and there's some digits underneath of it that I can't see. I'm gonna try and put my phone in there, and then I'm gonna take a look at it. It's right there. That's what I'm looking for. Is what's right here. I'm just gonna get my phone in there. We're gonna figure this out. Let me know what it says. Zoom out. Done. What's it say? I'm gonna take a look. That didn't tell me anything. It was too blurry. So I'm gonna stick you back in there again, but it doesn't say 440, so not sure. I'm gonna still Google the numbers once I do get them, but I need you to go back in there. You see it? Let me see if the main numbers tell me what it is. Let me stick it further. All right. Well, I'm even more confused now. Let me show you this. So, the intake says 369-8440-2. So this intake's for a 440 or some of the 400s. So that makes it even more confusing. I took the battery tray out. Try and see if I can see on the driver's side. The numbers on the other side made it even more confusing when I looked them up. Those numbers say that it is a 440. But I just want to see it on the side of the block. Clearly some 440 parts. The intake, it's a 4-barrel carb, but the 440s came with a 4 barrel. So I'm even more confused now. So the only thing that's going to satisfy me is seeing it on the side of the block, because clearly everything else is kind of dancing around. Well, technically either. So, but I'm really hoping it's the 440, which is like a 7.2 liter. So I'm gonna keep going on it, but my battery's about dead. It's getting late. I gotta work tomorrow, so I'm not sure how far I'll go into this. Plus I don't have any beer. So it's kind of just me standing in a tin shop listening to the lights. So I don't know. We're gonna get to the bottom of it though. But technically first parts are out. Battery tray's out, which looks just nasty. don't breathe that in, you'll get cancer. And then there's a hole, so I'm gonna have to, I think, just cut out this little rectangle here and just repatch that. So that's gonna be fun to do some metal work on it regardless, especially with putting a battery tray on it at the end. So even if I do a crappy job, it's gonna be covered up anyway, so. But I need to get a welder. I need to add that to the list. I don't have a welder. I probably don't have the electrical hookup for a welder. So that's a whole nother, that's a whole nother game. What else? Yeah, I'm just gonna take off this negative wire that goes to the battery. I'm gonna look for maybe a couple more minutes, but I think I'm just gonna call it a night and pick this up either during the week or on the weekends whenever I have time, and try to do some good filming. It's hard to take things apart and hold a phone or have the right angle to make it look good. So, but we're gonna fix this mess. It's gonna be quite the journey, but we're gonna fix it. And then we're gonna be proud to drive it. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'll see you next time.